Welcome back to Sideline Story. I'm Yang Guang. Today we're talking about a woman who heals the sick by day and breaks hearts and sometimes noses by night. Her name is Shi Ming, and if you haven't heard of her yet, you will. Let's set the scene. Macao, May 29th, the UFC's Elite Road Season 5 is underway. And in a special event, a 475-degree nearsighted traditional Chinese medicine doctor from Kunming walks into the octagon. Her name on the broadcast graphic reads Shi Ming, but fans call her something else. The strongest female TCM practitioner on earth, or if you prefer, the sweetest killer. Her opponent, India's first ever female UFC fighter, Pooja Tomar, a powerful, experienced, hungry warrior. And Shi Ming's mission? To prove that her UFC contract wasn't a participation trophy. Now here's what makes Shi Ming's story almost unbelievable. She's not a full-time fighter. She works at a hospital in Kunming, Yunnan province in southwest China, specializing in stroke rehab, chronic pain, and geriatric conditions. She uses acupuncture to treat herniated discs and cervical spine issues. She has a gentle voice, a sweet face, and the kind of bedside manner that keeps elderly patients feel safe. And then she puts on gloves. To prepare for this fight, her second since signing with the UFC, Shi Ming did something most professional athletes would never consider. She started working overtime back in March. Double shifts, extra hours. Also, she could stack her vacation days for a training camp. That's right, she worked more at the hospital so she could fight better in the cage. Try finding a heavyweight who does that. When the fight began, Shi Ming didn't try to outbound Tomar. She's too smart for that. Instead, she opened with an aggressive blitz, not to hurt, but to move. She forced Tomar into the clinch, dragged the fight to the canvas, and then she became a snake. Every inch of ground control was intentional. Every shift of weight was a chess move. Within one round, she had Tomar trapped, exhausted, and tapping. First round submission, UFC career first win, in the books. And after the fight, with her English still warm from practice, Shi Ming grabbed the microphone and said something that should be printed on a t-shirt. My UFC contract is not free. Translation, she earned it. No handouts, no nice story sympathy, just blood, sweat, and needles. Literally. Because here's the detail that floors me. Shi Ming treats her own injuries. When she tears a ligament or breaks her nose, which has happened twice, she pulls out her acupuncture kit and goes to work on herself. She told reporters, "My needling is good." Imagine walking into a hospital and seeing your doctor taping her own nose after a sparring session. Yes, that's Shi Ming. Her coach, an Iranian economics professor who teaches at the Chinese university, says Shi Ming trains only 6 hours a week. 6. That's less than your weekend warrior CrossFitter. But her efficiency is freakish. Before her coach, Shi's record was 3-1. After him, 16-2. He coaches her via WhatsApp when he's out of the country, which is half the year. And yet, she keeps winning. Even though she's not tall, she's not bulky. Her reach is unimpressive. And again, she's nearly blind without glasses. So she did the only thing possible. She outthought everyone. She developed a technical ground game so sharp that she can lure opponents into her world and suffocate them. And when she wants to end a show, she throws that high kick, the one that KO'd Feng Xiaotan in Macao last November and sent social media into a frenzy. That kick, by the way, was a mental battlefield for Shi Ming. As a doctor, she hates causing real damage. In 2 earlier elite road fights, she deliberately pulled punches and kicks against opponents, afraid of head trauma. Coaches and teammates yelled at her afterward, "You had the finish. Why didn't you take it?" But in the final against the phone, she finally decided, I have to end this. And she did. One high kick, lights out. Then she cried because the other woman lay on the canvas. That's Shi Ming in a nutshell. A killer with a stethoscope. Now let's zoom out. Why does this matter for Chinese MMA? For years, Chinese representation in the UFC meant two names, Zhang Weili and Yan Xiaonan, two absolute warriors, but still a thin line. Today, China has nearly 20 signed UFC athletes, and the quality is rising. We've got power punchers, wrestlers, and now a TCM doctor who submits people between acupuncture sessions. Shi Ming wants to be the next Zhang Weili. She says it openly. She trained with Weili recently and called her humble, hardworking, and on another level. Her coach says she has the talent to get there. And her hospital, they support her. They gave her the leave to fight in Macao. Her colleagues cover her shifts. So here's the takeaway. Shi Ming's first UFC win is not just a personal milestone. It's a symbol. It says that you don't need to be a full-time, state-subsidized machine to compete at the highest level. You can be a doctor who heals the elderly in the morning and chokes out national champions at night. You can be a 475 degrees blind and still see the matrix. Shi Ming wants to fight again in August. She joked that her life could be a movie. Honestly, I'd watch that movie. But for now, I'll just watch her octagon walk. From the ER to the cage, one patient, one punch, one submission at a time. This is the Sideline Story. Stay locked in.